What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone for another daily news transfer extra. It's been a while since we have done one, just because there's not much going on. To be honest, in this video, neither I would say, but some news broke before I recorded this video. Not directly involving Juve, but indirectly it could involve Juventus, and it could make for a very interesting big week that's coming up. Before we get into the news, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, especially hit that bell notification and subscribe, because we have some good and fun things coming around, giveaways. So yeah, let's get into the news now. Okay, so the biggest topic of the day, or like the biggest topic at the moment, is the center back situation, and especially the Ligt, the replacement, all that stuff. Me and Julian will be recording a podcast today, I think. We'll drop on Sunday, so we'll go over all possible center backs available out there. We think the club is looking at, we should be looking at, we probably will get, like that. So stay tuned for that. But in this video, we will talk about the current situation regarding replacing the Ligt. Will the Ligt leave? For how much will he leave? And all those things. And we start with Bremer. I'll bring up the news first. It's from Romeo. People who will be watching this video will say, this is old. But I chose it for a specific reason. So Romeo said, Inter is ahead of Juve for Bremer, but Juve are in contact for Bremer. Torino asking for 40 million euros. Gatti, in the Bremer deal, he was asked, and he said, in my opinion, no. Juventus do like the player, so they do like Gatti, so they do like to keep him. Now, the Bremer situation, like as I said, news broke before I recorded this video. Apparently, Inter will meet with Torino on Monday, and they will close that deal. Apparently, according to Di Marzio and Romano, they're kind of scared that Juve will get the money for the Ligt, and they will go in for Bremer, all those things. Now, you saw what Romeo said. Nico Schira, who I rate very highly at the moment, I do rate him at the highest level. I think he is the most reliable at the moment. He's been spot on, I will say 2 summers, but if people say just this summer, fine. Or even this season, fine. But I think he's been spot on for 2 summers, or 2 seasons, I would better say. But he said we were never in for Bremer, that our name is just being used by Torino basically to drive up that price, to push Inter to, make that signing, offer more money, all those things. So according to Nico Schira, we were never in that Bremer race. And I kind of agree, to be honest, because I do believe he wants to join Inter. I do believe Inter wants to get him when they sign, because they will sell Skriniar. So I think it was all set in stone, especially because we just kind of apparently, if it's true, according to Nico Schira, it's not true, we swooped in now, while Bremer and Inter had an agreement for basically 2 months. So I was like, this is never going to happen. I never believed that we were in for Bremer, because it's way too late. And I don't really blame the club, because unless they knew the Ligt wanted to leave months in advance, but I don't think they didn't. So it's kind of a difficult situation at the moment. But the Bremer situation, I think he's going to Inter, unless Inter shows up on Monday and say we will offer you 30 million and that's it. But they will offer 30 plus bonuses plus Caicedo, I think. They value him at 8 million. So I think they will close that deal. I don't think we were ever in that race. I do believe that. So we're out of that race. If somebody actually believed we were in that race, it's done now. He's going to Inter. So another quote unquote center back of that list we're looking at. And yeah, it's not looking very good at the moment, It's not. We will move on to the Ligt news, because that started everything basically. Also from Romeo, and he's saying, if it goes well with Bayern, Juve want to get a defender before selling. So he means if the situation or like the talks with Bayern proceed as they should, and they know Salihamidzic and all those things. They want to hold that deal, even if they agreed, kind of a standby, so they can agree with someone else first. I don't think Bayern are gonna play that game. Why would they? To be honest, because they need the Ligt in training camp. But to get the replacement, they obviously have to sell the Ligt. For the moment, Bayern's offer for the Ligt is 60 million plus 10 million euros. What I can tell you is that Juve want an offer as close to 100 million euros as possible. Apparently, with the departure of Lewandowski to Barca, Bayern may raise the offer. Now, like I said, there are updates. Lewandowski is going to Barcelona. Bayern have accepted the offer from Barcelona. That's been reported by everyone. Romano, Di Marzio, all those reporters, Barca watchers. So that's happening, which means Bayern won't get that cash injection they can use for the Ligt. Romeo, Di Marzio saying they want, even Mirko Di Natale, they want something very close to 90 mil or 100. I think Pedula saying they're going to offer 75 plus bonuses to break that 80 mil. Nico Schiro saying still 90 mil or something like that. 60 plus 10 is far away from what we want, apparently. So unless we will drop our demand, or Bayern will come in with a big offer, like a big improved offer, more than 20 mil or 20 mil at least in bonuses and fixed part, it will take a while. My hope is that Bayern comes in, because the Ligt wants to leave. Forget about it. He wants out. We need to move on now. My hope is that Bayern comes in with an offer this weekend and Juve is like, we agree, done, and get your replacement in now, because season starts in less than a month. We have our first game, Sassuolo, in less than a month. We don't have a starting. We have Bonucci as a starting center back. We are getting a main guy in. He needs to get that preseason as much as possible in his legs, because I don't want to start the first game of the season with Bonucci and Rugani at the back. I actually don't want that, because that is kind of flashback to what happened last season. Dropping points at the beginning that cost us towards the end almost, I don't want that to happen. So we need to get that replacement now. My hope is the club has that replacement already lined up, but I don't believe that. I think they got caught off guard a bit with the Ligt, and I think the next news story will kind of confirm that. But yeah, let's see if Bayern comes in this weekend. My hope is they come in this weekend. My hope is they come in today, so we can move on, because we need to get that center back in, and he needs to get on that tour. He needs to get to know the coach, the players, play a few games, be in training day in, day out, to get at least something of a feeling with the player. Again, it's not going to be the perfect situation when we start in July 14th, I think. Things of August. But if he gets in 2-3 weeks with the club, with the players, with the coaching staff, that's already good. I don't want the main starting center back coming in a few days before the season starts, because that's bad business. That's doing bad management. That's just bad management. We need a defender. You want a defender. And this is a situation. You cannot haggle. You cannot wait until the end of the August to get your starting center back in, because at that point you already played 3-4 games. I don't know, maybe 3. You cannot do that. There's no room. It's not a Locatelli where like he comes in, you still have a midfield, crap midfield, but you still have players, and it's much easier for a midfielder, in my opinion, to integrate than a center back. It's not a big difference, but I think it's much easier than a center back. But let's see how that will develop, because the Ligt is gone. Gatti will stay. Bremer is off that list, and who's also off that list is Koulibaly. That's from Romeo Cresti saying Juve believes in Koulibaly. He means getting Koulibaly, but the Senegalese defender took a more comfort zone option so as not to betray Napoli. Now, when that news came out that we were in talks for Koulibaly, if people are watching the channel or if they're new to the channel, I will say it. I've said it many times. I've said it always. I don't believe that. I gave it 25%, and I also said why, and I thought it was high, 25, but that's like 25 is we want him. The other 25 is he needs to join us. The other 25 is Chelsea didn't need to be in that race, and the last 25 was Napoli needing to sell to us. None of the above were matched. Only the 25% I said at the start is that we were interested, but we never had a chance. I think this also shows that the club was caught off guard with the Ligt want to leave because like it was all like in the burst of the moment. Yeah, Koulibaly wants to leave, so let's go from it. It wasn't planned. It was not like we were in talks with Koulibaly's agent for months, weeks, and all those stuff. So that's why I'm saying I think we got caught off guard by the Ligt situation of him asking to leave the club. So that's another player off that board. There's not much options out there, to be honest. Di Marzio, Pedula are pushing that we want Gabriel or Pau Torres. Nico Schira saying Gabriel is the main target. I've said it many times. I'm not a big Gabriel fan. I'm not a fan at all. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I think he's a good defender, but he has too many mental errors. Like, too many. And with Bonucci at that back, Rugani as a backup, like, it doesn't look good. Like, if we get Gabriel, I wouldn't be excited. I'm not gonna lie. I will support him because he's a player. He's our player then, but I'm not excited about getting Gabriel as the main guy in. I'm actually not, especially for the price tag that's being mentioned. 45 to 55 pounds, so that's almost 60 mil. And that's way too much. I'm sorry. Like, that's crazy. If you're gonna pay 60 million for Gabriel, that's actually, in my opinion, kind of ludicrous. From what he has shown at Arsenal, good, but not top. Like, he's not a top player in my opinion, not yet. And you can say he can become a top player at us, maybe. But like, you lose the Ligt and Chiellini. I don't know. You just have Bonucci out there. We don't know if he can stay fit. Last season was, especially after January, it wasn't good. You have Rugani, who shouldn't be at the club, and you have Gatti. Then there's talk about Zaniolo looking or like playing center back. Like, that's a mess. Like, if you need to go to those resources as in playing Danilo as a center back, then you kind of messed up as a management. I'm sorry. Like, that shouldn't be the case at a club of our level. Where we want to go, that should never be the case. That he is being talked about being a viable center back option, and not like, oh, players are out, now you can play center back. Like, actually playing center back. So yeah, that's that. But let's move on from the defender situation. Let's move on to Zaniolo really quickly, because that kind of went quiet now, if we're being honest. Romeo saying, for Zaniolo, Juventus keep saying they want to include a player in the deal, while Roma only wants cash. We're in a standby phase. Juve do not need the money for the sale from the Ligt to possibly get Zaniolo. And Di Marzio is pushing that we need to sell the Ligt before we get Zaniolo. I don't believe that at all. I think we have the money to get Zaniolo if you really want. We shouldn't be selling the Ligt for that. Including a player, I think Roma wants cash, and I think I don't know with the Zaniolo thing. Like, I don't want the club to pay 50 mil for Zaniolo. I'll be honest. I don't think he has shown that he's worth that money. That's just my opinion. People might disagree, which is fine. I think that 50 million could be spent better in better positions, other areas, but it is what it is. But the fact that the club is not really pushing for it, because preseason has started, makes me believe that it's not like they want them, but it's not like the biggest of priorities. I think they want to sort out that center back, which is, well, correct. Like, we need to sort out that center back situation. But the Zaniolo thing is kind of gone quiet. Well, it's on standby because the club knows we are the only team in there. And people might question as of why are we the only club in for him? And it's because of the price tag. It's that simple. We are the only one actually considering paying 50 mil or like evaluation with players or whatever. We're the only club willing to do that. So at that point, the club is like, we can sit back and, see what will happen, because Zaniolo apparently doesn't want to extend his deal with Roma. Roma are not really keen on offering him a new deal at the moment. Roma are being linked with Dybala. It's between Roma and Napoli, according to Di Marzio, also for Dybala. So it's an evolving situation. It could go really quickly. Like next week we can have it's almost done. Like it can go really quickly because we want Zaniolo and they want to sell Zaniolo. So it's not that it's far-fetched that we are trying to get Lorenzo Pellegrini. It's not that. That would be kind of impossible. But like that would be a very long, negotiation. For Zaniolo, I think it could be done really quickly. But let's see how that will develop, because it's been quiet on the Zaniolo front after last week's, I don't want to say that, big news stories and all those things. Other news, really quickly a rundown. Allegri wants Morata back, so expecting new meetings with Atletico to get that done. I've said it many times, I do believe Morata will come back, but I think it will be something like end of August thing. I can be completely wrong, but I do believe he will end up with us because he can play on the left. He can be the backup for Vlahovic. I saw people saying we want a better backup. We're not paying much more money for a backup to Vlahovic. We're not going to do that. And if it's for a few games, Morata will do the job, in my opinion. He can play on the left. I prefer to move on from Morata. I think it's done. It's been a roller coaster now. But if Allegri wants him, I think it's going to happen. But let's see how that will develop. Then Romeo also said for Paredes, he's a name Juve like and are considering. But at the moment, there are too many midfielders in the club, which I agree. But it's not quality-wise. We have Ramsey. Try to move him on with the termination of the contract. Reported by Nico Shiro, that's gonna happen. They want to move on Arthur. Arthur wants to leave, but he's earning $5.5 million. So that's a difficult situation. Rabiot apparently a month ago asked to leave, but now it's been completely quiet. Zakaria talks about a move to Roma, Atletico for deals, Morata deals, Zaniolo deal. So that's the talk. Then we also have Miretti, Rovella and Fagioli. So Allegri needs to make a decision on that. So at the moment we do have too many midfielders. Not amazing ones, but too many. So if you want to get Paredes, which I don't want, I'm not gonna lie, I think we can spend that money again better, but it is what it is. I think you need to move on midfielders like a Ramsey, Arthur of course, one of the youngsters maybe, and so yeah, let's see how that will go. Then you also added, if Fabian Ruiz is not signing a new deal with Napoli, and I think he has a deal until 23. Keep an eye on that, but I'm not sure what he means about this summer or next summer. I think next summer, because I don't think Napoli are going to sell Fabian Ruiz on the cheap now. I think they will let him go for free or try to agree a deal, and especially not selling to us. So that's that. He also said we never contacted Seco, because I think Alfredo Pedula said he rejected us. Romeo said Juve never contacted Seco or Inter for a deal. That never happened, which I kind of believe, because it makes no sense to help out Inter because they want to move on Seco. You help him out, moving on Seco, paying probably money, a few millions, and helping them get Dybala in. So never made sense. So that's that. And then a fun story apparently. Romeo said in the physical test at the moment, Keane is smashing it. Like he lost a lot of weight, fat. What his percentages, like unbelievable. So he's in amazing shape apparently and doing very well. He also said Rabiot showed up like ready to go, and he also said Ligt. So yeah, but and Ligt, that's bad news for us because he's out. Keane, he can look sharp, good, but it needs to be better on the pitch, because last season it was unwatchable. And I think he had 9 goals, and people say that was decent. But that's stats. If you watch the entire Keane season, when he was on that pitch, it was dreadful. It was actually horrendous to watch. So you can lose weight and all those things. That's fine. You're very professional. Take care of your body, which you should if you're a top sporter, a top footballer, top athlete, whatever you want to call it. But you need to perform on that pitch. You're a footballer at the end of the day. So Let's see how that will develop. He also said like he's been playing on the left wing or left in the front two in training. There's no real news about Keane offers. He asked to leave, but same for Luca Pellegrini, asked to leave, but there are no offers. So he might end up staying. Let's see how that will develop. And yeah, that's the Daily Extra. Not much positivity. It feels like we're in a standby mode, sleeping mode, or the journalists have absolutely no idea. That's also a possibility, but I think Nico Schiro has a fairly good idea, as his track record has proven the last couple of months, 2 seasons for me. But yeah, again, Bayern sell Lewandowski to Barcelona. Now it can go really quickly. You can agree a deal with the Ligt, and you can move for your defender, maybe get a Zaniolo or whatever. Like, it can go really quickly, but we also need to think about selling at the same time. So let's see how that will develop. Thanks everyone for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. As you can see, we're doing the Pogba jersey giveaway. For that, go on Twitter. I pinned the tweet. You need to subscribe, retweet, tag a friend, and we will announce a winner on August 1st. Yeah, and stay tuned because we have a fun video coming out from Justin. We will have a daily. We will also have a podcast on Sunday, most likely, and a daily. And then we will be back live on Monday, hopefully with some breaking good news, positive news. Thanks everybody for watching and for the support. And we will see you back later tonight. Ciao.